Hey, it's Alex here. So in this video, I'm talking Facebook agency ad accounts, how to bypass ad account restrictions forever so you can scale without stress. Now, the reason I'm putting together this step-by-step training is because I recently transitioned over to agency accounts, and I know just how confusing it can be. You've got proxies and anti-detect browsers and where to get the ad accounts from, how to avoid getting scammed. So this video is just something that I wish that I had before I started this journey. And by the way, I'm going to be talking mostly about Facebook in this video, but this does work for other ad platforms as well. So it works for Google and YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, but I'm just going to be assuming that you're probably starting with Facebook. So who am I? So I'm going to give you a quick introduction. So I started my own info product back in 2019, and I was using my own Facebook ad account. That quickly got banned, so I ended up using my wife's account, well, girlfriend then, and I had to beg her for the login details because sometimes it would randomly log me out, and I had to beg her for the login details, and you know, it went on back and forth like that, and it just became really frustrating to use somebody else's account. And you've always got that fear that one day it's just going to get banned and you're just going to lose all your data on your pixels. So with that product, I did scale that to over $400,000, but that was just purely my own info product. So from there, I moved into affiliate marketing, where I realized that I'm going to definitely need an agency account to be able to scale. So who is this for? This is for experienced affiliate marketers, high-risk vertical marketers. So if you're promoting supplements and things like that in the health space, serious media buyers and teams, and if you're stuck at scale, so you might be using a personal account right now and you realize that you just can't scale no matter what you do. You've just got like a glass ceiling in your ad account. So what I'm going to be going through in this training today is the 5-step system. So we're going to break it down into 5 steps. So step 1 is the bulletproof setup. So this is the actual main setup of your ad accounts and BMs. Step 2 is the anti-detect browsers. Step 3 is the proxies. Step 4 is the assets, which are your Facebook profiles, your fan pages, and your BMs. And then step 5, the actual agency accounts where we're going to run the ads from. So without wasting time, let's get into it. So step 1 is the bulletproof setup. Now this might look a little bit intimidating when you first look at it, but you don't have to set it up like this from day one. So you could just focus on, for example, this section here if you're just starting out. So what we really want is the pixel data all separate. So we want each profile here. So we've got profile 1, profile 2, profile 3. These are really just asset holders. So these hold our actual data set, or maybe our Facebook pages, things like that. So these don't advertise themselves. So this is just a profile that literally holds your data set and keeps your assets protected. Now from that one single profile, we'd assign that to 2 separate business managers. Now the reason we're splitting it into 2 is again to protect your ad account. So if you're running ads at scale and then suddenly you get a shutdown, or you know, one of your ads gets rejected, whatever happens, you can then transition into BM2. So you would have 1 ad account per BM, and then you would have 2 admins. So these admins, one of them is just a backup admin, so that's like a profile, and then the other one is an advertiser. So if you think about it this way, just going over it again, you've got pixel 1, so this could be offer 1, and then you've got your profile, which just looks after that asset, and then that profile there is also assigned to these 2 BMs. This profile doesn't advertise. This is how we protect it, how we protect the assets. So this profile will never advertise. It just literally sits there holding on to the data set, which you would then assign to BM1 and BM2. And then you would have 1 ad account per BM to keep it separate. And then you would have 1 admin, which literally just sits on the account as a backup. So that will sit on your ad account purely as a backup. So if this one profile gets banned, let's say this is your advertiser, If that gets banned, you can simply switch over to the backup admin and continue advertising, or switch over to your new BM. Now, of course, when you've got more offers and different verticals, you would then look to scale this out using this full setup. But this right here, if you want to take a screenshot of that, this is the Bulletproof setup. So now let's move on to step 2, which is anti-detect browsers. So what is an anti-detect browser? So an anti-detect browser is a web browser that lets you act like multiple different people online, but all from the same computer. So you can visit websites like Facebook, for example, or your Google Ads account without them knowing it's you, so they don't know where you're actually logging in from. So why does this matter? Because Facebook tracks literally everything: your IP address, your device, and your browser fingerprint. So if you want to run these multiple ad accounts and these profiles, especially across different profiles and identities, you've got to make sure that Facebook cannot connect you to each one. So there has to be a separation on each profile. Now, in terms of what anti-detect browsers to use, I recommend 𝐷𝐴𝐽𝐺 because it's basically free for the first 10 profiles, and I'll show you exactly what that looks like now. So here I am on their website. I'll leave a link for this in the description as well, so you can get your first 10 profiles for free. So once you've created your free account, you'll be taken to a dashboard that looks just like this. And what this allows you to do is create new profiles for each Facebook account. So every time you log in, you're keeping all of your Facebook accounts completely separate, so they can't link these accounts together, which helps for that bulletproof setup. So that's basically how it works. And then once you've created your profile, you just click on start, and then that will open up the browser so you can log into your separate Facebook accounts. So that brings us on to step 3, which is proxies. So what are proxies? So a proxy is literally like a middleman between you and the internet. So when you connect to a website like Facebook, for example, without a proxy, it normally sees your real IP address, where you are in the world, and what device you're using. So when you use a proxy, it hides your real IP address and shows Facebook a different one instead. So why proxies matter for agency accounts? Because it makes it look like each account is on a separate device, which is super important, because if you're logging into multiple profiles from the same device, Facebook's going to notice that, and it's just probably going to ban the lot of it. So these help you stay under the radar so you can scale without bans. So where do you get proxies from? Well, I recommend using, again, 𝐷𝐴𝐽𝐺, because this is going to keep it all under the same roof. So let me just show you that right now. So once you've created your free account in 𝐷𝐴𝐽𝐺, and by the way, there's a link in the description to get your first 10 profiles for free, you'll be able to actually purchase your proxies from 𝐷𝐴𝐽𝐺, which is super helpful because it kind of keeps everything under one roof and less confusing. So as you can see here, again, I'm in the dashboard of 𝐷𝐴𝐽𝐺. And what we do is go to Proxy Shop, and then we can buy proxies directly from here for as little as $3 per month. Now, the reason I like to purchase them through this website is because, like I said, it's less confusing. You haven't got to outsource it. It's all under one roof, and the connection's super easy as well. So once you've purchased, you can literally set your proxy up and your profile and get going as quickly as possible. Okay, so step 4 is assets. And what we mean by assets is your actual profiles, your business managers, and your advertising fan pages. Now, I'm going to show you exactly where to get these from in a moment, because believe me, there's a lot of scammers out there, and I know this firsthand because I've actually been scammed myself. You know, you'll purchase like a profile from someone, and the moment it gets transferred, it gets banned. You'll buy a fan page that claims to be an aged fan page, and it's got like 2 followers. So there's so many scams out there. Don't trust anyone that's like asking you to DM them, or, you know, commenting on YouTube, things like that. You need to go to a recommended, reliable source, which I'll get into right now, which takes us on to Facebook agency ad accounts. So let's first talk about what an agency ad account is. So an agency ad account is a Facebook ad account that belongs to a trusted marketing agency, not you personally. So you're basically renting access to one of their accounts so you can run your ads. So the reason that matters is because Facebook trusts agency accounts more than regular personal accounts, which seems crazy because you would think they'd just want your advertising dollars no matter where it's coming from. But I guess it just is what it is. So the reason we use agency accounts is because they've got high spend history. You'll get fewer bans, fewer reviews, and faster approval just because they've built more trust with Facebook. So it also gives you much higher daily spend limits. So one problem you might have in right now is that you've hit your maximum spend per day, and that is preventing you from scaling. While by using an agency ad account, is going to be more stable. Plus, you're not restricted by daily ad spend limits. Okay, so now let's get into some questions. So I'm going to try and answer as many questions that you might have at this stage as possible. If you do have any more questions, just leave a comment below. I'm not claiming to be an expert in this, but I can certainly reach out to my support team and get this answered for you as soon as possible. So firstly, what agency ad accounts can you recommend? Because believe me, there's a lot of scammers out there. There's all these Discord groups, and you could go on Fiverr and try and rent an agency account, but really you want to go to a trusted source. So I recommend Ronin. Now the reason I recommend these is because they've been around for a while. They've been around for a good 5 years. They've got some of the benefits of actually using these is they've got premium ad accounts. So these have got really high trust. They're whitelisted, they're verified, everything like that, and you get instant top-ups as well, so you can top up your account when you like. There's unlimited spend potential, so if you're looking to scale to 50k a day, 100k a day, you can do that with this agency. So you'll get dedicated support, so they'll put you in their Telegram group, and believe me, they answer questions super fast. So whenever I've had an issue or a question when setting this up, they respond literally within half an hour to an hour, sometimes instantly. So that's what you really need, is that ongoing support when you're getting started with this. They've also got an excellent rating on Trustpilot, and if you want to test out these whitelisted, very stable and infinitely scalable ad accounts with Ronin, you can get your first month with Ronin for free. So your membership's totally free for the first month, with the link in the description. So I've partnered with Ronin to be able to give you this exclusive offer because I've been so happy with them. And just to prove that I'm actually using Ronin, I'm going to jump into my account now and show you exactly what it looks like. Okay, so here I am in the Ronin dashboard. I've blurred some of this out just so you can't see my account numbers and things like that. But as you can see, I do have an account. I am actively using this, not just some random affiliate. I'm creating this video because I truly believe it is going to help you. So there's so many features with this, but firstly, getting back to the assets in what we talked about in step 4, you can actually purchase your assets from Ronin, which again, keeping everything under the same roof, you'll be able to purchase Facebook profiles, the BMs, the advertising pages, all within Ronin. So that makes it, again, all under one roof, keeping things simple. You don't have to go to all these different companies and try and connect, duct tape everything together. It's all nice and clean, all under one roof. You simply reach out to them on Telegram or support, ask for the assets, and they will literally deliver those normally within the same day. So super helpful. So that's where we get our assets from, keeping it very simple. So the biggest plus for me has been the support. So as you can see, they've got a chat box down here. They've got support here. They've got the Telegram group. So if you've got any issues or concerns or questions when setting this up, they are super responsive and really helpful. And it seems like they want you to win, which is the main thing. They're not just like selling you some dodgy ad account and you never hear from them again. They're there they want you to win. They're in your corner. So like I said, there's a link in the description if you want to get your first month for free with this. You can test out as many ad accounts as you like. And when you click on that link, you'll be taken to a page that looks just like this. So if you're just starting out, I recommend that you just choose the lowest price plan. And remember, your first month's going to be totally free and you'll be able to test out as many ad accounts as you like. So this is a no-brainer offer. If you're looking for a trusted agency ad account provider, this is definitely the one for you. So do agency accounts perform better than personal accounts? Well, I can tell you from experience that they 100% do. So they're much more stable, you get much more consistent results, and these accounts are just built for scaling. When you've got a personal ad account, it seems like you can just never get past that glass ceiling. And every time you try and increase your budget, you either get crazy cost per clicks or crazy CPMs, or it just completely breaks the campaign and you're back to square one again. With these, like I said, they're built to scale. So right now you've probably already been banned, or you're in an account that's super flaky, you're praying that you don't get shut down one day, or you're just not getting consistent results and you're not able to scale. This is what you're looking for. So it's a complete no-brainer to get your first month for free. The link's in the description, and like I said, this is risk-free because you can get as many ad accounts as you like. Test it out, and if you've got any questions, leave a comment below. I'll try my best to answer it. But until then, to your success.